Hello, everybody, and welcome to the session. Today it's July 12th, 2022. My name is Jose Blasco, and the session is our 3D market commentary. Sorry for the background volume. So, again, pleasure to spend a few minutes with you guys going over what's happening out there in the marketplace. Quite unique situations today. We have a historical event actually happening out there. We'll talk about it in a moment as we do our market commentary, but certainly important market conditions in the markets. The US markets will open in 1 hour from now. So again, we spend a little bit of time every day when we do the market commentaries to make sure that you all understand what's happening out there, what are the market environments in key five markets, so you know better how to position yourself as a trader or investor. Before we get started, I would like to highlight on the upper left side of the screen our financial disclaimer. Please read it carefully. This is important information. It is fairly short. Therefore, I'm counting on you that you have read it all completely because it's important stuff, okay? Thank you so much. Anyway, let's begin. Market commentary. Let's go for it. So we're going to be looking at five key markets. The first market we're going to look at, which you could see on the chart, is the S&P 500 futures. This is a daily time frame. That's the D there in the background in the water as a watermark. This is the daily time frame of the S&P 500 futures. And for all the markets, starting with the S&P, we're going to be looking at the market climate, which tells us more about what is the upcoming market direction based on statistics. You can see that we went yesterday from blue to red. We were actually kind of talking about it, isn't it? That the fact that the climate was unconfirmed with the thin dots meant that it was not that reliable. And even though there was a UFO yesterday, that was not that reliable given the current climate condition. So it was very important as a comment to discuss yesterday as well as a trading action. So today we got a red climate. The S&P is trading at 3838.25, and right above price we got a new UFO, which is the next dimension in our analysis. Buy and sell UFOs that stands for on-field orders, which is responsible for upcoming turning points. And again, extremely relevant because this is basically what you want to use for your entries and your exits, isn't it? Which you could use the UFOs by themselves. You can also combine them with whatever methods you already utilize, such as Fibonacci, support resistance breakouts, moving averages, trend lines, and all of the above. But anyway, so on-field orders, market climate, and then market volatility that tells us more about the upcoming speed of movement on the price. And again, if we look at the first market up here, this is the S&P, and you can see all the information I started covering on the chart on the right here in this format, very nice format with a picture of the chart and your climate, your UFOs, and your market volatilities here, which I'm going to define and describe a little better later. Right now, actually. Now, if you want to get this information every day before the market opens on your inbox, you just need to follow the instructions on the screen. You go for tradewithufos.com/newsflash. Input your information is free. It's free forever. And you get this information on your inbox, which could be handy, especially if there are certain days where you're going to be missing the live sessions that we do, the live stream that we are currently doing right now. If you were to miss it, so at least you get the information in your inbox. You can then go ahead and consult. So again, from a climate point of view, I already said it for the S&P. We are dealing with a confirmed climate to the downside. Statistics suggest that this climate will last for 3 candles. This is candle number 1. So again, what's likely going to happen from a statistical point of view, we're going to see those markets to fall. And I would say, given the fact that the next UFO to buy is located at 3713.5, and the next UFO to sell is located at 38.68, which is right here. We don't see it because it's covered by the gray number, but it's right there. So probably what's going to happen, again, with the down climate is that the S&P will fall, hit the UFO, and from there go back up. Okay, and then depending on the climate condition on the way up, so those on-field orders will be canceled or will remain, and if they remain, then we will get another bounce to the downside, maybe to go find the next UFO. Again, all of this is to be seen. We will be monitoring. We will be discussing it every day as we do our 3D market commentary sessions. So keep an eye on this because, again, interesting market condition. Definitely today, great day with a new climate condition that just is barely starting. So great timing to plan on trades based on your methods, knowing that the statistical advantage is to be a seller based on auto climate. Now, market volatility, as extracted from the VIX, which is the implied volatility of options on the S&P, is 27.15%, which if we reverse engineer options pricing models, we basically end up with 65 points a day, either up or down. That is the expected volatility in a daily basis. 144 points, either up or down. That is the expected weekly volatility. And 299 points, 300 points, either up or down. This is what we expect in a month's time from a speed of market movement, 300 points on the S&P. Okay, cool. So this is market number one. We're gonna now move to market number two, which is crude oil. So I'm gonna be changing my chart. You will see how the auto climate below and the auto UFOs above. The moment I click on crude oil, change my symbol, 1, 2, and 3. Automatically, everything has been real-time recalculated, and it's all on the screen. Okay, so yesterday we were doing our analysis on the crude oil. And by the way, I'm going to highlight how you can get those apps on the screen. Auto Climate is free, by the way, so you can certainly go ahead and grab it from our site. So yesterday we were looking at the climate for crude oil. It was a down climate. It was confirmed, just like today. The only indication yesterday was the fact that statistics suggest that the statistical duration of a healthy climate to the downside on crude oil would be 5.78 candles. Yesterday was candle 7, today's candle 8. So this climate has a little bit of overextended based on what statistics suggest. Could it keep falling? Yes. Is it likely? No. But do we have any UFOs to stop it? Well, the nearest UFO to buy is located all the way at 80. So that is, if you are looking to buy crude oil, is scary. If you're looking to short crude oil, is exciting, depending on your outlook and your mindset and your trading methods. But basically, there is nothing to stop crude oil from falling all the way to 80 right now. Doesn't mean that 1 day later, 1 hour later, 2 days later, 2 weeks later, some new green UFOs will appear on the screen, and then the expectation would be for crude oil to come in here and bounce. But those green UFOs are not on the screen at the moment, all the way to 80, and therefore there is no evidence of on-field orders to buy until crude oil falls by a lot more. So I would say, out of statistics and also adding a little bit of market experience, that given the fact that 8 is much more than 6, so probably there will be some profit taking on crude oil, and some tiny green UFO will show up, maybe a little bit of a move to the upside, and then from there we may continue and fall. We will see. Again, we will be assessing this in a daily basis, but what we have today is a down climate, confirm 8 of 578, with on-field orders to sell at 110.43 and on-field orders to buy at 80.47. From a volatility point of view, 53.10. This is the implied volatility of options on crude oil futures. So reverse engineering the model, that's 3.33 points, 3.32 points a day, either up or down, 7.3 points a week, either up or down, 15.21 points a month, either up or down. This is the expected speed of movement, which is not too bad. Next market that we're going to analyze, okay, and I'm going to click and everything will recalculate on the right, 1, 2, and 3. So this is gold. And as we are loading gold, I will also highlight another link on our website in case you are new to trading, or maybe you are not new, but you want reinforcing and taking your skill to the next level. So we have a collection of courses on our site, which could come handy, depending on your plans, your goals, and where you are as a trader. Take a look. And also that will obviously help you understand even better what we are covering in the market commentary session. But so far, what we have with gold is, from a climate point of view, we have a confirmed climate to the downside, as you can see here. Okay, now this climate is statistically crazily overextended. We talked about it yesterday. 15 out of 569. Based on statistics, it went kind of like 3 times more than what statistics would suggest a normal thing to be. So it's like 3 standard deviations. Again, there is a reason for this, and I also remember commenting on this, that this price behavior was so irrelevant that really, while it counts for statistics, it doesn't count for price movement. So in that sense, this market movement now is kind of like the normal climate, if you wish. Okay, there was nothing happening there for many days. So that's why we got a number 15 out of 569, which is a very large number. But in any case, no matter how we look at it, statistically speaking, this climate is closer to its end and reverse back up than continue going down, even though similar to crude oil, the next pile of on-field orders to buy are located much, much lower at 1652.8, and the sell orders are located just a little higher. So if we were to have a massive sell-off, we can see easy gold to drop by a lot more. If we're going to have some profit taking or some buying coming in, the moment crude oil comes to this red UFO, we're going to see massive selling pressure, likely going to bring gold down. I don't know why I keep saying crude oil. Sorry for that, guys. The same happened to me yesterday. That's funny. Anyway, so that's what we have with gold. Implied volatility conditions extracted from options on gold futures is 19.72% of implied volatility. So that would be 21 plus points a day, either up or down, 47 plus points a week, either up or down, 98 plus points a month, either up or down. The next market that we're going to cover, and this is the one I wanted to really look at it today. I mean, all of them are extremely important and relevant, but my friends, the dollar index, oh my God, isn't it amazing? I mean, today I'm going to show you the opposite of the dollar index, which is actually not a plan for today, but since we are doing something historically relevant today, I'm just going to show you. If I look at the euro US dollar against the US dollar, notice how today the lower price is 0.99998. In other words, we reached parity between the euro and the US dollar, which again, that's a pretty historical situation given the fact we have not been there, I think it's for 20 or 20 plus years, something like that. Okay, I'm not sure about the stat, but it's something like that. So very, very relevant, and it's all given the strength on the dollar, given the fact that interest rates were raised, a lot of money being converted from other currencies into US dollar, proving the world that is still the most relevant currency in the world, no matter what, no matter digital assets, no matter what. Dollar is the one currency that is bringing everything down, equities, commodities, including cryptocurrencies. And the reason why is because it's going higher. Therefore, you need less dollars to buy the same thing. Why? Because the dollar is stronger. So you need less of those paper notes. Interesting, isn't it? Okay, so where are we at? Well, 10 out of 494. Very extended climate. Okay, of course, it's a pretty unique situation that statistics may or may not represent well, given the fact that the Fed has not raised interest rate for years and years and years, and it did in recent times. So in that sense, the statistics may be a bit less relevant, but still, we could certainly conclude that this market is way overextended to the upside and is due for a correction. And if it does correct, we got on-field orders around the corner at 107.61. So even if dollar drops by a bit, immediately we should see dollar come back up. And we didn't have that UFO yesterday, by the way. The UFO we had yesterday was this one. But you can see how the real-time analysis of the tool is identifying more on-field orders being added on the dollar index. Okay, so absolutely amazing, powerful market at this moment in time. Speed of movement expected at a rate of 12.68% extracted from options on currencies. So that is 0.86 points a day, either up or down, 1.90 points a week, either up or down, 3.96 points a month, either up or down. The Bitcoin, in this case, the Bitcoin future, also very interesting market. Going down today by 3 point something percent. We are again back down below 20,000. Why? Again, is the dollar. Okay. And we are dealing with a down climate, which is confirmed. We are dealing with the fact that we have orders to sell at 21,000. So we didn't have that a few days ago. So a few days ago, we had orders to sell at 29,000, 30,000, but now we got orders set at 21,237.5. So if Bitcoin tries to go back up, it's very likely going to continue going down, especially given the fact that the climate just started to be down and confirmed. Notice that we are just coming out of a blue climate that just converted to red, and if it's gonna extend like it normally does. So we are set for another powerful push to the downside on Bitcoin. Now, the one thing that may help Bitcoin to not to fall is this green UFO located at 19,000 plus, which again, with a down climate, I will not rely too much on that UFO because many of those orders may be cancelled. Actually, notice how the color of the UFO already changed to olive green instead of green, like pure green. And that means that it's weakening, and therefore Bitcoin may end up going through and go all the way to 14,000 to find the next buy orders. Speed of movement expected at a rate of 81% a year out of options on Bitcoin. If we reverse engineer the model, that would be 1,000 plus points a day, 2,000 plus points a week, 4,600 points a month. All of this is either up or down because it's speed of movement. And with all of this said, my friends, we just reached the end of the session today. Again, what a unique situation, very, very unique situation with the euro reaching parity, which again is something that has not happened for such a long time. Amazing. The markets, my friends, are amazing. It's full of opportunities. Of course, we have to be prepared. We have to be serious about it. We have to manage our risk, manage our emotions, be prepared, and do a good job like everything else in life. Anyway, my friends, it's been my pleasure. I will see you in the next one. You take care. See you soon. Bye bye, everyone.